Why do I keep changing my mind, although I've said to myself not to? And where does that premise even originate? Hey Morton, that premise originates from conditioning of the human body, and it will be genetic, so you could say past lives, and it will also be the conditioning that you had with your immediate caregivers when you were younger. Intimate caregivers, no. Your main caregivers when you were younger. So when raising a child, often caregivers don't help the child make choices. They dictate to the child choices, and they shame the child for choices, and then what happens in the body-mind mechanism is it produces confused choices. It produces insecurity, inadequacy, changing mind, lack of commitment. So it's conditioning. It does come from nowhere, so you could also say that's just what's appearing, it's coming from nowhere. But if you want to fix that, you could go to something like behavioral therapy. You could research that. There's lots of different energy workers out there that you could like explore that with and see the mechanism of it, see the dynamic, understand the conditioning and the genetic influence or the past life influence, and then this will shift the current behaviors of the body, so there'll be less indecision arising once it's understood why is it arising. But then from the other side is it's spontaneously appearing from noting, just from this moment, just appearing freely. And then there is a person that claims it and says, I have indecision. There is just a body that produces indecisive thoughts, and then that body is being created by oneness and wholeness. So in a way, that body with indecision is happening in freedom. The person thinks prior to exploring this subject that it's my indecision, I am making choices and it's my indecision. But you are in effect appearing of the body. There is no you. There's just habits and conditioning, and then there's entity that says, this is me. I should do this, I shouldn't do that, and I'm not going to change my mind anymore. And it's destructive. Changing your mind a lot means that you can't build life for yourself, so it's destructive. And it doesn't really matter, the choices. It matters to an extent, but ultimately, if the choices aren't really negative and abusive, it doesn't really matter this house or that house, or this seat or that seat, painting the walls this color or that color. Who cares on that level? On the bigger choices, like with money and stuff, it can have more of an influence, but it's not your freedom. Thank you, Morton.